So guys, today in our shared reading group, we really focused on chapters 10 and 11. And we've been talking a lot about the characters that are in the book Charlotte's Web. And one of the things that I really want us to focus on today, that I really want us to think about, is something called point of view. And so I've got POV up here to stand for point of view. So when we think about the point of view of the characters in Charlotte's Web, what do you think helps us to define what point of view means? Where does the point of view come from? Does it come from a character's thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put thoughts. That's how we determine what the point of view is. We listen to their thoughts. How else might we figure out point of view? Jacob?
Maybe seeing it from their, like maybe how they're seeing it instead of how the other characters are seeing it.
That's exactly what point of view is. So how can we figure out how they're seeing it? We can look at their thoughts. What else can we look at, Anna?
Their opinion.
So their opinion. So underneath thoughts, what if I said dialogue? In Writer's Workshop, we've talked a lot about including dialogue in our stories so that we can understand what a person is thinking, right? So I'm going to put dialogue here. So we've got thoughts and dialogue. Something else that helps us to understand a character's point of view is their actions. Again, in Writer's Workshop, do we talk a lot about including actions in our writing? Yeah, that's the same thing that we're looking for in this book. We're looking for what are the actions of the characters? What are those characters doing that's going to help us understand how they feel about something, like what Jacob just said. So we can look at their thoughts, we can look at their actions. Is there anything else? Think about Writer's Workshop too, that we talk about including in our writing. What makes good writing is also good reading.
Solutions?
Yeah, we want to have a good solution, but we want to think about their feelings, right? Thoughts, feelings, and actions. So we're going to add feelings here. What is that character feeling? If we can really look at their feelings, can we understand their point of view?
Yeah.
Can we understand where they're coming from? Mm-hmm. We spend a lot of time here talking about the design process, don't we? And we talk about empathizing. And in order to empathize with our characters, we have to understand their point of view. And that's not easy to do. So today we're going to go back to chapter 11 and we're going to really look at that chapter really deeply. We're going to think about our design process and we're going to think about empathizing with our characters. We're going to think about how can we understand their point of view so that we can better understand the story. Can you guys do that for me today?
Yeah.
Does that sound like a good focus question?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So we're going to look at the point of view. I'm going to ask you to reread what we read today in class. We read chapters 10 and 11. I'm going to ask you to go back and reread chapter 11. I'm going to work closely with each of you, and we're going to be looking for the point of view. I want you to look at the tree map that I have set up here. If you'll remember, in chapters 10 and 11, what did Charlotte write in the web? Erin, what did Charlotte write in the web?
She wrote some pig.
Why did she put those words, some pig, in the web, Charlotte? I mean, Erin?
Because she thought it was a good way to describe Wilbur.
A good way to describe Wilbur. What was the purpose? What was the purpose of describing Wilbur in such a great way? Dominic?
To save him.
Yeah, to save his life, right? It was really important. So I want you to think about the point of view of the words some pig. Charlotte put those words, some pig, in a web to save Wilbur's life. And these are different characters that we read about. What was the point of view of these characters about her words? How did Fern feel? What did Fern do? And what were her thoughts? What did she say regarding the word some pig? I want you to think about that for Mrs. Zuckerman, Mr. Zuckerman, and Wilbur. This is your task as you're reading today, okay? I'm going to give you each a sticky note. On your sticky note as you read in chapter 11, I want you to put the character's name on the sticky note when you come across the place in the book that it tells you the thoughts, the feelings, or the actions of that character. Okay? So if you're reading along and you get to the point and you say, oh, here's Wilbur's point of view, you're going to put Wilbur here, and then you're going to stick it right on that page where you find the point of view. Are there any questions about what you're doing with your sticky note as you read chapter 11? All right. Thank you, Jacob, for getting everybody's sticky notes. So you've got your sticky notes. I want you to begin chapter 11. I'm going to come around and read with each of you individually. I'm going to ask you what you're working on as a reader. We're going to work on some of those strategies as you're also reading to find the point of view.
I have
Okay?
a question.
Yeah, Anna?
What if we like use this sticky note for like Wilbur?
Yeah.
Temple has a mixed ability grouping here. They are sharing the common text that the entire class is reading, and she has pulled this group together to support students and their specific strategies and needs. And so at this point in time, she's given them that directive of what their task is, but now she's listening into each student and their progression with their reading skills. She's asking each student what they're focusing on in terms of their reading strategy and really listening to see what other supports they might need. At some points, she does instruct each individual student or offer them additional scaffolds in understanding the text or vocabulary. She's providing that additional guidance on the targeted skills, and really this is part of that gradual release model, so that she's giving them opportunities to practice on their own with some scaffolded support, so that as they become more and more independent with their strategies, they're able to do that independently without her support.